Welcome to part 11 of the rigging tutorial series, and my name is K Handel. Continuing on from previous videos, I'll just show you a further workflow tip which will help you not only with your rigging but use of trueSpace 7.6 in general. If you remember, we made a new library and we changed the name to A Skeletons so that it came up towards the top of the library browser list. And we've had a look at the different visualizations for these icons. If you right mouse click in an empty area of the library in the stack view, you've got the option for thumbnails, and here you can change the size of the thumbnails, which will make it obviously easier for you to see what you're actually opening up. This can be applied to any type of library, not just skeletons. Hope that helps. Okay, continuing on with our rigging. In the last video I said that we were going to have a look at invert IK groups, and we actually ran out of time to do that. So we now know about the rotation locks. Let's have a look at what invert IK groups does. Now, invert IK groups is specific to rotation locks. So before we start, I'm just going to clean things up just a bit to make it simple for you. I'm going to delete one of these rotation locks and hit the delete key. And now if you notice, I'm still in the rotation lock tool after hitting the delete key. This is a slight gremlin, maybe would be the best way to describe it, but as long as you know about it, there's a way around it. If I was to select any other tool here, it actually turns off all the icons for working with skeletons. So as a workaround for this, after hitting the delete key, what you need to do is first of all right mouse click on the complete skeleton, then left mouse click, and now you're back into selecting any of these tools again. So we've deleted one of our rotation locks. I'm going to go into my IK add modify tool, and here we can see we've got two associated rotation locks and a position lock. Position lock you know all about. The rotation locks, just as a reminder, the first one is going to lock the rotations from here downwards in the hierarchy, and the second one is going to unlock them from that point down in the hierarchy. So the behavior we're going to get is like so. I'll take off preserve bone orientation to make it clearer. You can see this is allowed to rotate. This is our first rotation lock, which stops the rotations from this point. Okay, just watch that. So we have rotating, non-rotating, and then this lock is allowing the rotations again. Invert IK groups reverses the reactions of these two. So in this case, instead of this turning on the rotation locks, it's going to turn them off, and this one, instead of turning them off, is going to turn them on. So let's just show you the default behavior first of all with the two of them, and now with the invert IK groups. Look what's happening. This one is being inverted, so this is effectively saying allow rotations. And then it's coming to the second one, which originally was unlocking the rotations, but now because we have invert IK groups, it's actually doing the exact opposite. So it's locking them. So that's what an invert IK groups can do. Now a useful use for this would be, say, in the rig of a skeleton for a human figure, and you may have one IK handle, say for example at the bottom of a leg, which lifts the leg and you have a rotation lock from the waist or the hip and one further up. Now if we put a IK handle, say at the hip this time, in this case we could have the invert IK groups on and it would give us the opposite behavior. Have a play around. There are endless permutations with this. It's a very useful tool, and it does take a bit of getting used to, but once you've got your head around it, it comes in very handy. Another little workflow tip I can give you is if you are trying to grab an IK handle and the actual widget is in the way, sometimes it could be if this had been scaled down. If you hover over the central part here in this corner, the circle, not the square, which is for scaling. If you come over the circle and then right mouse click, it will temporarily hide the widget, which can be useful for editing and what have you. Okay, we're going to keep this one nice and short, so I'll see you in the next video. Cheers for now, IK Handel.